everybody, welcome back to Wallaby Racing League. We are here tonight for tier number 1 at Spa. We've got a hot lap request with Fat Cat already from Maney, so we will do that. I hope you're all having a lovely night. And we are here for round 13 of Wallaby Racing League. It's been a good week so far amongst the other tiers, and we're now on to the last tier of the week, the best one of the lot, and tier 1. So we'll go on board with Fat Cat for this hot lap. And here we go. So on board with Fat Cat, the championship leader. He leads by 1 point over his teammate Meowsy after his win in Saudi Arabia last week. So it'll be interesting to see if he can hold on to this lead, or will the two swap again? They have secured the Tier 1 Constructors Championship. They've got an overalls to fight for, does Alpine. But also, these two drivers, they've got to battle it out for a Tier 1 Drivers Championship. So it'll be interesting to see who can prevail between these two. Yes, that is correct. What now? It is me. It's been a solid lap so far from Fat Cat. Oh, and I say that, and that is some significant time lost going deep into the gravel. At no name, so that's a lot of lost time for the Alpine driver, but he could still put a representative lap on the board. He might get a bit of a tow, a bit of a helping hand from just half the front. Yeah, back finally, never leave please. Well, I should be able to do next week. Last race of the season. It's a 41-1. So that's the time to beat so far. He was the first to put a lap on the board. However, Meowsy's gone much faster. A 40.681. Campbell Adams goes third with a 41.201. We'll have a look at Left 4 Dead. Currently third in the Drivers' Championship. Still not out of it, but needs a big result tonight if he wants to have a shout at the championship. So let's see what he can do. El Tuno, I think that might be Potato? I might be wrong, but I have a feeling it's Potato. And third place on his return. He has missed the last few races, but he's back. And third at the moment is a very solid start. Oh, we got some predictions. Alrighty. Well, let's have a look at our what now predictions, famous predictions. We got P1 Jam, McJammy Dodge, P2 Fat Cat, P3 Left 4 Dead, P4 Tuno, which is Potato, P5, Sammy, P6, Flubber, P67, ZK, P8, Ox, Chile, P9, Thunder is the Thunder. I don't know who to watch. We'll watch Ox, Chile. Thunder is the Thunder. And then, oh, what the hell? P10 Jazz, P11 Oscar, P12 Campbell, 5 DNFs, 1 safety car, 1 VSC, 1 red flag, Vest comes Maxi, and there you go, Maxi. So red flag, okay. That'll be interesting to see if we get a red flag, but... Thank you, what now for the predictions. What is Ox? Alrighty. So we're all going out for our second laps. Just for Maxi win, T01 had more damn drivers. Yeah. It happens at this time of year, or this time of the season. The numbers were booming at the start. Obviously not booming so much now, but it happens. It's a classic cycle of the game that we love and that we also hate at the same time, and then we purchase it, the new one, at the end of every year again anyway. So. Oh. We might get some rain. We are gonna get some rain, I think. I've just read something, but I'm actually... Yeah, there's no 20 because of... It's just the numbers, they drop. The interest dies down at the end of a season, it happens all the time. But we'll watch this lap with Meowsy as Maney requested another hot lap. So we'll have a look. And he's got the McLaren of Campbell Adams close behind him into Laycom now. 4th gear onto the power. Flat through here. It's a little lift with the right amount of grip. And then down to 3rd gear. Down the hill towards No Name. And then Puon, he takes that very nicely indeed on the limit there of the track. Into Puon we go, flat out in 7th gear. And 3 waters. And down into towards the final sector of the track. And I can see the rain on his screen, so Meowsy might just get the last of the high grip. Maybe left for dead at the latest, I don't know. Batcat goes fastest. Will Meowsy improve and go faster than his teammate, but no one else is going to improve. Grip is low, he's used all the deploy and it's no improvement. Campbell can't improve, left for dead I'm sure will not improve either. There is little to no grip at all. And that is it, that's done. It is done and dusted. So it's going to be Fat Cat on pole. An underwhelming end to quali. As it was all just the banker laps that made the difference. Fat Cat was able to get just that little improvement that he needed over his teammate. But yeah, that's it. There will be no improvements now. Three waters. Surely we just do everyone a favour and just retire. That's gotta be the play here. Come on, guys. You know what to do. And we can go on to the race. 22 laps ahead of us. Championship's close. We'll have a look. So 275 points is what Left 4 Dead is on. We'll have a look at the others. Because it could be ruled out today. 37. If Left 4 Dead is 37 or more points behind after this race, he will be ruled out of the championship, I believe. Oh my goodness. There we go, everyone did actually retire. Oh, and how good, I don't even need to scroll. 3/1000ths of a second. Fat Cat gets pole by over Meowsy. Third for Left 4 Dead, fourth for Potato, fifth for Campbell Adams, sixth for Oxchillo, seventh for Sammy, eighth for Oscar Liu making his return, I believe. I don't know if he's raced this season prior. So great to have Oscar Liu back. And now we look towards the race. It's nice and sunny now. Will we have any rain in this race? Keep your kid? What do you mean, can you keep your kid in check? I most certainly am not of an age to have a kid. But 2 races left in the season. Season 10 Hunter. I think there's a bit too much of an age difference in the other way to be for... But we're about to get this race underway. The penultimate round of Season 10 of Wallaby Racing League Tier 1. The championship is very much on. And the battle is about to resume once again. Just a little bit, I'd say. I can say that Hunter is most certainly older than me. Bit of a long wait here. We're about to get underway. No chance. As here we go, 5 red lights for the penultimate race of Season 10. And we are underway. It wasn't a long hold, but we are go. It's a good start there from the Alpine. There's a spin at the back already. It's ZK. What has happened there between him and his teammate? I think it might have been even Jay S10, but it's the Alpines away. It's a spectacular start from Sammy, who's going wheel to wheel with Lefferdet up Eau Rouge and Radion. It's Lefferdet who holds on, but Sammy's in there with the slipstream on the hard tyres. It looks like a few of these guys on the hards. He's burning everything. These guys are burning absolutely everything, giving it their all. Potato's going to try and have a look as well in the fight. Campbell Adams on the inside. He's trying to attack Potato. Potato's going to have a look around the outside of Sammy. Oh my goodness, it's contact. It's going 4 wide nearly. 3 wide down the hill. Campbell goes for it on the RB. What a cracking start to this race we have had. It's very, very close so far, but the fighting has given the 2 Alpines a big, big lead. It's 1.5 seconds already. They're out in front. He's Maxi or not Max? That's a good one. Jerevot, that is a good one. So, Left 4 Dead is down to, it was 3rd. He holds 3rd. Sammy and Campbell Adams, they're going to go side by side into the bus stop chicane, the final chicane, and it's Campbell Adams who makes that move up into 4th. So it is an Alpine 1-2 and a McLaren 3-4. Just like last week in Jeddah. However, these 2 are now going to build out that lead. They will do the first swap of the race for the lead, and Mousy is into the lead. So I think ZK got damage as he, I think, spun at the start. I don't know what happened. There was some contact. But unfortunately for him, he's down to last. Alright, we'll get the tyres up. So I didn't have that up before, but the majority are on the hards, and that is, I'd say, the right call. It is a smart strategy that works here at Spa big time. I didn't see what happened in Tier 2 last night, but we're going to have 2 swaps for the lead and also for 3rd. So, team swap between Alpine and McLaren, as they got a second gap to semis. Ran at the end apparently. That should make things exciting. ZK has retired in the pits already. That is a big shame for ZK. Not the race he would have wanted. Spinning at the start, and unfortunately there's not really much to gain back from that. especially when being 30 seconds behind. It's not ideal. If these two can work together, they can catch the Alpines, but these two are going to be working together as well, so it's going to be an interesting race to see if they can actually catch the two out in front. Or will they extend the gap further and further? We will find out as Left 4 Dead big slide out of the final corner. Oh, sorry, the first corner. Sammy burning all the battery just to stay in it. That DRS he does. He will get that DRS. And another swap between these two teams, and Oxcello gets past Potato and now up into 6th place. So 3 teams in the top 6. 5-10 minutes is rain. That'll be very, very interesting then to see when that falls. Thought I saw something on the screen now, but not yet. A few laps away, but that should make things very, very exciting. A race around Spa and some rain is always going to provide entertainment, and I'm sure it will once again. We had that absolutely cracker of a Spa race last season in this tier. 100% race. It was the relay race between Big Man Rai and Left 4 Dead. It was an absolutely titanic battle that they had, and in the end it was Big Man Rai who clinched the victory. What could have been, if he raced the entire season, could have definitely been a contender for the championship. But it was a very good race. They brought out the entertainment, those two. So let's hope we can have some more of that if the rain comes down soon enough. So JDI gets past Oscar, and Glover gets past as well. The medium's starting to wear off. And I think the hard runners are going to make the most of these situation now. Pushing very hard. There is no race tomorrow. What now? No races until Sunday night when we return for the season finale. Tier 4 and Tier 3 at Australia. Tier 3 championship has been wrapped up. Congratulations to Vettel, who was able to do the job on Sunday and has won his first ever title in Wallaby Racing League. So massive kudos to him. And now we will see what happens in Tier 4 on Sunday between Maney and Frosty. That is the battle that we will be waiting for in Tier 4. So we'll see what happens with those two. Tier 2 is between Poms and Aban. That's another great battle. And then obviously between these two and Tier 1 Oxy versus Fry battle. We're not in the same tier, so that won't help. That will not work. Too bad. Exactly. So, the Williams drivers have both caught up. Oxchillo and Sammy rocking different liveries. What was the top three? It's still here, it is. That's a pretty good top three. It's a good shout. It's very ballsy, definitely. It's a very accurate prediction. P67. Another swap for the lead between these two. Stretching that margin further and further out in front. And there it is. The first drops of rain are beginning to fall here on lap 7. The rain has arrived. But now, will it get hard enough to cause these drivers to pit? I'm sure, probably not this lap, but it is a long lap around Spa, and it can change very, very quickly. So, conditions, yeah, can change very fast. So we'll see what happens. Will the guys lose grip? Meowsy's coming in this lap. He's making the call. Will anybody join him? Oh no! And that is not what you want to see. I think Campbell would have wanted to stay out. Oh no, left for dead. Lefty would have wanted to stay out. Going wide, but Sammy wanting to pit has just cut right into him. And that will not go down well in the stewards, I'm sure. That could be a penalty coming Sammy's way. But I don't know if there wouldn't have been contact if it wasn't for that. So I feel like Lefty would have just been trying to stay out there and just take that wider line because they were going side by side, but Sammy probably thought that he was pitting as well. So he's been forced onto the intermediates. Will we see Fat Cat come in this lap? Will we see these others come in this lap? We haven't had a wet race in quite some time in Tier 1, I'm pretty sure. So something different, something to spice things up. Make it exciting. We'll see. Will we see Fat Cat coming to the pits this lap? He keeps going. He stays out. Campbell, what's he going to do? He's going to stay out. Oxchillo is coming in though. So Ox is making the call. It's a bit slippery there. And he will come into the pits. So is it the right call? Oxchillo comes out. He will come out. I believe behind Left 4 Dead. No, ahead. Yeah, lots of time lost for Lefty. He will get Potato here. Side by side up Eau Rouge, but Potato has more battery. Sammy's going to have a look though. DRS is still enabled, by the way. Left 4 Dead's going to have to defend here. Sammy on the inside into Laycom. Potato's not going to back out of this one. But who's going to have the better grip? It's fresher tyres for Potato. But are they warm enough yet? There was contact made. And they're still going to go side by side down the hill. This is some good racing so far. Wheel to wheel, down into No Name. More contact. But it is Potato who holds on. And will remain in 6th place. But they have lost a second and a half to Left 4 Dead. Who's 4 seconds behind Ox? Surely they come in. Yes. Fat Cat is in. Campbell, will he come in? The dots are forming on the track. I think this is it, the right time to come in. DRS will probably get disabled very shortly. So let's see when Meowsy comes out. Will he be ahead or behind his teammate? I think he's got to be ahead here. It's going to be close though. Fat Cat's going to be ahead. So staying out longer has paid off for the championship leader. But Meowsy will catch up, I'm sure. And Campbell has lost his teammate to bounce off of. So now he's in a tricky position here. All by himself with Oxchillo as well, who's only second back. I'm sure DRS will be disabled shortly, but in the meantime, Oxchillo will have that DRS on the Camel Straight and the Pit Straight. Will he be able to make any good use of it? We will have to wait and see, but so far, Fat Cat is in the lead once again after this pit stop. So into the pits comes Flubber. He's pitting again, and he's retiring. While you're in the points, the lone Mercedes on the grid tonight, he's chosen to retire. Interesting call there from Flubber. Will the Haas of JDI Mr. Thunder be able to go for a move on J Has10? Side by side through Laycom, struggling for grip is the Red Bull initially, and the Haas gets past and up into 9th. We are over the halfway stage. We'll have 11 laps to go in this race. Will it get dry? I'm not too sure if it will or not. But Campbell has gained a little bit of time on the top two. Miazzi has also gained on his teammate as he is now within a second. I don't even know if DRS is disabled. I have to wait the whole rest of the lap to find out, but surely it's been disabled. It's got to be wet enough, the track, to know that it's disabled. This has been a good lap from Campbell Adams, I must say. He's starting to kick into another gear here. He is gaining on the top two. But is he pushing too hard? Because if you do that in these conditions, you will overheat the tyres. And it will come back to bite you later on. But he's gaining rapid time. He's gained well and truly over a second this lap. I know he's burned a lot of the battery, but still through the corners, where in the middle sector, that's where all the time is to be found. And Campbell Adams has done that to perfection. Oxchillo hasn't dropped back too far as well, so these two are slowly making inroads on this top two. Campbell will feel it down the straight. It hasn't been the best of laps, I must say, for the Alpines. But for Campbell Adams, he is finding something here. And he is starting to make inroads on the top two. He's gained a lot of time. Will we see a three-way fight? And then Oxchillo will emerge into the battle as well, I'm sure. Second and a half. He really is starting to make inroads. But as well, it will come down to battery. But just look at the grip difference. Campbell has very much entered himself into the fight for the win here. And now the Alpines are going to be under a little bit of pressure now. Will he think about going for an overtake into the bus stop chicane? These guys are going to have a significantly more battery, so they will be able to defend. But still multiple laps to go in this race. Does Campbell Adams have the upper hand here? Will we see Oxchillo enter the fight? Can Left 4 Dead get himself into this battle? We will see. The two Alpines can work together here, like they have so all season. But it is not over. He's just got to recharge the battery and go for it. Oxchillo's closing in. He's 1.6 seconds back. Heavy flick steering is definitely going to be required in these conditions. So far, these Alpines are doing well to hold out in front. A big slide there from Campbell out of the exit of the middle sector. We now head into the bus stop once again. Campbell's close. Got to be careful out of here. Low traction. Very, very low traction. Meanwhile, down in 6th place, there is a train all the way down to 10th. And it is a battle here between Sammy, Potato, Oscar, JDI, Mr. Thunder, and Jay has 10. So we will keep an eye out on this battle as it goes on. As JDI makes the move on Oscar Liu. Jay has 10. Will he follow? No, he will not. He will sit back. As does Campbell Adams at the moment. Once again, the Alpines having that battery advantage. The ERS advantage is definitely in their play at the moment, but Campbell definitely has got a lot of speed and grip in that middle sector. I want to look at the last laps. Campbell Adams, his last few laps have been quite solid. You say, actually, he's close. He's going to go for a move. Campbell Adams into the bus stop. And there's contact made between the two. Meows is going to try and force his way back into it and try hold on. It's going to be tight here, side by side, on the run down to turn 1. Meowsy will have the outside. Campbell Adams on the inside into La Source. Who's going to be ahead? Bit of contact. It's Campbell Adams. A shift in the script, you might say. The Alpines were so far out in front, about 5 seconds not long ago, but this is the chance for Meowsy to fight back. Both don't have a lot of battery. They're both going to be burning. They're both going to have 0 battery left. It's going to be Meowsy on the outside, Campbell on the inside of Laycom, but Meowsy has to back out of it. And this fighting has brought Oxchillo into the fight. And now Oxchillo has a chance of a podium. Great driving between these two. Campbell Adams, what a dive. On the inside, there's a 1.5 gap out to Fat Cat. But Campbell has split the Alpine 1-2. And now is going to hunt down Fat Cat to see if he can win this race. Meowsy's fallen out. Fallen 1.3 seconds. Oxchillo's dropping back a little bit. Can Campbell find what he had in the prior laps? To close in on Fat Cat. But he's got to unleash his pace. He can't back up. He has to just go. Because he doesn't have his teammate to help him now. So, it's going to be interesting to see. Can Campbell catch him? But has he overheated the tyres? Fat Cat managing, and maybe Meowsy was the one who was struggling. Massive moments in this championship battle. And between these two, it looks like Fat Cat has got the massive upper hand over his teammate in this championship battle. Yeah, it did look like that. Because he's got an absolute bucket load of pace at the moment. And utilising it to perfection at this moment in time. But the rain is starting to get a little bit heavier now. Any more shifts in the tail tonight here at Spa? Where Fat Cat can put one hand on the championship trophy going into Melbourne next week. Could be massive. This battle, and Oxchillo has dropped back, so it looks like at this moment in time Meowsy will be able to hold on to third. They are all starting to spread out just that little bit more now. Alrighty. 4 laps to go. Once Fat Cat crosses the line, the gaps are starting to expand that a little bit further. So, 4 to go. Position gains. Put it up 3 for Campbell Adams. 1 down for Meowsy. 2 up for Ox. 2 down for Left for Dead. 1 up for Sammy. 3 down for Potato. 2 up for JDI, Mr. Thunder. 1 down for Oscar. And 2 up for JS10. 3 down for ZK, unfortunately, as well, who did retire in the early laps. Only 1 stop required today. It would have been 1 stop either way, but the rain has played its part. Don't think it'll be drying up anytime soon. As there's a battle here for 9th and 10th place between Oscar Liu and JS10. JS10 getting a good exit out of Lake Holm, but not much he can do as the Aston holds on to that 9th place. He does have that penalty though. Sammy is parking the bus, trying to hold on to the 6th place spot. Where these last couple of races, Alpine, McLaren and Williams have been most certainly up there. Finishing the last race as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Qatar was a little bit different. But the gap has definitely stretched out big time. Fat Cat managing very well earlier on. He's now putting himself in a very, very strong position heading into the season finale next week. Will Meowsy be able to respond? We will find out, but a streak of 1-2s is set to come to an end tonight. However, there was only one, I just realised, because Meowsy didn't race guitar, but prior to that, there was quite a few 1-2s. Two laps to go. Once he crosses the line, the rain definitely coming down hard now, but has been a strong commanding race for the championship leader. Meanwhile, these two side by side between JDI and Oscar Liu. Down into turn 1. JDI will have the inside, but the S10 has the grip and holds on. What is Oscar's penalty? Just a 30 sec. Oxchillo's caught Meowsy. Will be interesting to see if he can make the move. If he's got the grit or the tyres to do so. Leopardhead's closed in big time on these two, but a little too late to make anything of it. Oxchillo is definitely putting the Alpine under some pressure. Can the Williams do something about it? He is struggling a little with the fuel. As you can see, lifting and coasting a little bit there. Fuel was a little problem in tier 3 from memory. Between these guys, between the drivers. Oxchillo, is he starting to struggle a little bit now? I only just noticed that. But we're about to head on to the last lap. Here at Spa, the battle's on for third place. Can Meowsy hold on from a very, very, very fast Oxchillo? He's going to try and have a look on the outside, but thinks better of it. He's going to look to prioritize corner exit out of the bus stop. Lots and lots of wheel spin here on this last lap. Anything that happens can bring Left 4 Dead into this, and he can benefit from it. It's Oxchillo and Meowsy fighting once again. Meowsy not as much battery as he probably would have liked compared to the Williams. He's got very, very little amount. Oxchillo is going to be burning it all on the run down to Lake Hom. He's a little bit far back. but he's got to lift and coast. I think that's his problem here. He's going to run out of fuel. Unfortunately for Oxchillo, I don't think he's going to get it. He's got to lift and coast big time here. But maybe he'll have enough to squeeze something out. He's got so much more battery compared to Meowsy, but I just don't think he's going to be able to do it. Meanwhile, out in front, a commanding race from the championship leader took the lead of the championship with a win last week at the streets of Jeddah. Once again, he's proven a big point tonight with his driving capabilities. And for Fat Cat Batman, he's gonna cross this line and put one hand on the Drivers' Championship trophy. It's victory for Fat Cat. And he wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Campbell Adams will come home in P2. Oxchillo will not be able to get Meowsy, so it will be third. For second place in the championship. Fourth for Ox, fifth for Left 4 Dead, sixth for Sammy. He'll just hold on this train. Potato 7th, Oscar finishes 8th on track, but it will be 10th. Kevin the People's Champ, he put up a brilliant fight, I will say that. He came back from almost out of nowhere, 5 seconds back to nothing in only the space of about 2 laps, so hats off to Campbell Adams. But at the end of the day, it will be Fat Cat who wins for the second week, or third week in a row. So there you have it. The win. Campbell takes second, third for Meowsy, fourth for Oxchillo, fifth for Left 4 Dead, sixth for Sammy, seventh for Potato, eighth for JS10, ninth for JDR Mr. Thunder, 10th for Oscar on his return to Wallaby. Great to have him back. And Flubber and ZK, our retired drivers. So top 10 guaranteed points for everybody. Thank you to everybody for watching tonight. Another great race here at Wallaby Racing League. But it's heading down to the wire big time, because between Fat Cat and Meowsy in the Drivers' Championship, there's 3 championship deciders that will be happening next week. So make sure to tune in for them. Sunday night, Tier 4, 6:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then you've got Tier 2 on Tuesday at 7:45. And then obviously Tier 1 as well. So don't miss it. Massive week for the final race of the season here at Wallaby Racing League.